What's up, all my gnarly ones? It is Gator Mike back here in the booth tonight for some Xfinity Series racing from the North American eRacing League. Tonight we are going to our first road course of the season and probably the most challenging, Road America. It is a 4-mile long, 14-turn road course in northern Wisconsin. So we are definitely in for a good show here tonight. With me in the booth, I've got a fellow Cup Series driver and from the North American eRacing League, one-time winner, pretty recently too, at Talladega, Swamp Fox. How you doing, bud?
Oh, not too bad tonight, Gator. How you doing?
Oh, I am doing very well. Just got off work. Figured I'd tune in for a little Xfinity Series action. So I'm excited for tonight. You know how I love road courses.
Oh, yeah, big road course guy.
But we're in for 22 laps tonight around this long, very long road course. Swamp, you were in this race last season with mixed results, I must say. So I don't know if you're the right person to ask, but what is the key to getting around this place?
Keep it on the track. I don't know. I would say, keep it on the track and keep it pointed in the right direction. I really think one of the most important turns in the this track to me that I feel like is, I couldn't tell you the number, but the one that's kind of the long looping turn. They call it Speedville. I kind of feel like that's
the
kind of
carousel.
Yeah, because you pick up a lot of speed going through that down that back stretch, straight stretch, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah, this is a very technical track. There's a lot of spots on here where you can gain a bunch of time. However, there's a lot of spots on here where you can lose a bunch of time, especially coming out of the corners on onto those long straightaways. Turn 2 especially, you can lose a lot of time right there. So these guys right now are trying to figure that out here in qualifying as they're about to wrap it up. But got about a 15, 16 car field here tonight. Got a couple of guys here from last season that are returning at Road America, like Jag Boy and Lights Out, who both had really good finishes last season. But we got some newcomers as well. The Ghost, he seems to be an early favorite due to his lap times around this place. Guys are calling him the favorite to win. As well as a debutant in the series. We've got a league veteran named Nick, 2357, making his first North American eRacing League Heat 4 start. He's one of our Project Cars 2 guys who just won at Road America last night in the LMP2 cars. So he's making his debut tonight. So a lot of guys to choose from, Swamp. Who do you have your eye on?
Well, I'm looking at the weekly fastest lap times at Road America here, and out of the series, it looks like the Ghost has the fastest lap at a 2:05.4, then followed by Nick, who I know absolutely nothing about, other than he's a new guy, and then Jag Boy and Lights Out follow them up. So, I'm going to go with the Jag Boy and Lights Out for tonight, probably the two guys that I watch. Experience, they've put in some time here, and they're both pretty quick here.
All right. Yeah, Nick is he's a league veteran. He's been around with a few different leagues, so he's not new to the game, just new to Heat 4 with the North American eRacing League. So he's looking good tonight. Looking to pick up his first win after winning the Project Cars 2 race last night. So it looks like these guys are just wrapping up qualifying. I'll get you the pole winner here in just a minute.
Yeah,
So I guess that'll bring me to the other person I have in the booth tonight. We are lucky enough to be joined tonight with an in-race reporter, also a Talladega winner from this season in the Xfinity Series, Hostium. How's it going?
It's going good, I guess. How are you, Gator?
I'm not too bad there, host. I know you're not a huge fan of this track, so how are you going to manage your race tonight and try to pull off a decent finish?
I'm just going to try to keep it on the track as best as I can and hope somebody else in front of me messes up.
Well, that's
Hopefully
a pretty
13 of
sound
them
strategy.
do. Yeah.
It looks like they are just done with qualifying, so pole sitter is going to be the Ghost. So there's our favorite right on the pole with Jagboy lining up second and Nick 2357 in third. So 3 of the heavy hitters that we mentioned are in the top 3. So Hostium, you were also in that Project Cars 2 race last night in those LMP2 cars and came home with a podium finish. So how do those cars translate over to these Xfinity cars on NASCAR Heat 4, or is there anything that you could have learned from last night that you could take into tonight?
Just the track layout. I mean, those cars handle completely different from stock cars. It's unreal.
Yep.
I mean, you can those things just handle amazingly.
All right, so just a little bit of track familiarity. Looks like they're counting down to go into the race, so just let us know when we can join. And we'll hop in there and get this thing started. Looks like we might be missing an extra 1 or 2. Only 14 in the lobby, so it looks like we're going to miss somebody tonight.
You can join.
But that's fine. 14 cars, as we have gotten word from our NARL reporter that we can join. So I'm going to go blue screen here for a minute, guys. Swamp, do you need an invite as well?
No, I've got a few.
Okay. All right, guys. So we load into the lobby here. Fancy connecting the network sign. And we are going to just dive right on in.
No pace lap here.
To the North American eRacing League's Xfinity Series at Road America tonight to the Johnsonville 180, but we're only doing 22 laps here tonight. May not seem like a lot, but trust me, it's a long time around this place. So. So, Swamp, since you were in this race last season, are there any spots on this track that you would be worried about? Like any key points that you want to hit just right?
Well, turn 1, you don't want to do what those guys did there. Just overshot it going into the sand traps. Then these two 90-degree corners that they're going to be coming up on here. Those are 2 kind of tricky corners. Get the car low down, hit it just right, and not overshoot it.
These guys have turned left all season long, and the first 2 corners on this track are right-hand turns, so they are definitely being thrown a curveball right off the bat. As we dive down here into the heavy braking turn number 3, left-hander, downhill. That's going to be a tricky braking zone for a lot of people. Come uphill through the bridge, and to another sharp left-hander, turn number 4 as we're on board with Jagboy. Go through a little small right-handed kink down into another heavy braking zone here in turn 6.
A lot of cars off the track back there.
Going to go underneath the second bridge of the night, the Speedville Bridge, and go into this carousel that you mentioned earlier where you can make or lose a lot of time. And this also sets you up for the long back straightaway, so you want to get a good shot out of that corner. Wide open through that right-handed kink coming down the back stretch. There's 3 wide in front of Jagboy. Into another heavy braking zone. Jagboy locks it up and does a really good job not to hit anybody.
Yeah, and sometimes that line that Jagboy took out of there, sometimes that can be rather quick, getting you a good angle. He just had some guys in his way right there.
Yep, as Dalton and Mac make a little bit of contact, and that's going to be 1 lap here at Road America already. The 22 heads up the hill down the front stretch, and we're going to go check in with the leaders here. So we've got Lights Out here in second place, making his return to the North American eRacing League Xfinity Series tonight after a few races off. He's following not too far behind our favorite of the Ghost. good battle here for third place between LD Allen, Robster, and OG Info, who's going to look to outbrake Allen into turn number 3. And looks like Allen's going to keep the momentum on the high side, use a little bit of grass, and they're going to make some contact. And they're 3 wide coming out of that corner. They get it sorted out, and it looks like Robster's going to come out on top for the time being. So Allen looks to make his way back under the 0-1 of OG Info. Gets a little bit of a bump. And he gets a really good run out of that carousel down the backstretch here.
We got some bad news about our in-race reporter.
Uh-oh.
Looks like he's been in the grass a couple times. Maybe a sand trap or two while we're at it.
Well, let's scroll back to old Hostium and see what his car is looking like. It still looks pretty clean from the screen here.
I haven't hit anything, but you know, I've kept it off the wall. But been a little rough start.
Rough start for that 98 car, but he's looking to just stay on the track and just salvage an okay finish. As Young Colt looks like he spins out in front of the 98 of Host and gets by safely. Our podium finisher, 3rd place last night in the LMP2 series. Trying to show his medal here in the Xfinity cars at Road America.
Kind of watching this battle for first here. Not much of a battle, but doesn't really look like Lights Out's losing much time to the Ghost. It looks like he's keeping that about the same distance there all the way around the track.
Yeah, Ghost was a heavy favorite coming into this race with some really good lap times he put together, but he's not pulling too much of a gap on the old wily veteran Lights Out. So, giving him a run for his money here in stage number 1. Watching the Ghost here. Going to go under that Speedville sign and around the carousel. There are 4 laps here in stage number 1. Only 4. They're already on lap number 3. So when Ghost comes back around, it's going to be the final lap of stage number 1. The stages here go pretty quick. They're not going to have to pit with the fuel window being 7 to 8 laps. So they'll have to pit in that final stage, but shouldn't have to pit here in these stages. As he rounds turn number 13 and through 14 to look at the front stretch and the white flag for stage number 1. Your leader and pole sitter, the Ghost, 0241. He's a 2-time winner this season, looking for win number 3. As we have got a gaggle of cars here in the back. They are lined up behind Robster.
That's a scary place to be.
They are lined up. We got a pack of about 6 of them. Maybe 7. As Jagboy tries to navigate his way through here. They're all starting to bottle up as they come down into turn number 2.
And Jagboy and Sharp, 2 guys back there that they're pretty good at road courses. Struggling a little bit here early on.
Yeah, Jagboy got a really good starting spot. I don't know what happened to him right off the bat, but he ended up in the back of the field and just having to make his way back up through as he tries to force it in, and he's going to make that work.
Yeah, I think he overshot turn 1.
Oh, as Sharp pulls an over-under on Jagboy and gets the spot back.
That was a very good move.
You can pull those kinds of moves here. There's a lot of opportunity for passing here. As Allen's off in the grass, Jagboy just misses him. As we're right behind Sharp and Robster here on board the 22 Ford for TJR Racing, the teammate of our inner supporter, Jagboy. Robster's off in the grass, but he keeps it straight. See if Jagboy tries to get him under braking here. Ooh!
Oh, he's gonna send it.
He did send it there, bud.
Yeah. Wish I knew what spot this was for. Oh, and the 5 of Sharp's gonna lose it a little bit.
All right, Jagboy on the final lap of the stage makes it around 5 cars. That's going to be the end of the stage here. Exciting first stage. Pretty clean first stage, given the circumstances.
Yeah.
As the Ghost is going to end up winning stage number 1, followed by Lights Out in 2nd place. Nick, our newcomer, here in 3rd place. Looked like OG Info in 4th, and I think Jagboy might have snuck in for that last and final stage point for stage number 1. Well, I guess we'll reach out to Host here. Host, how'd stage 1 go for you?
You know, I'm pretty good. Just trying to keep it on the track, man.
What kind of adjustments can you make for your car here for stage number 2 to try to make it a little bit more competitive?
For me, nothing.
Okay. Well, Host is not looking to be competitive here tonight, fellas. He's looking to just survive.
Say a prayer.
It
looks like some guys are trying to play some strategy on pit road. Some guys not taking any fuel.
Oh, for sure. It looks like Jagboy's going to line up here on the front row for the start of stage number 2. Pull a little bit of strategy, get his way back up through the field. As they dive off into turn number 1. Ooh, a little bit of contact between the Ghost and the Jagboy, the 22. Looks like these guys are going to survive turn number 1. Downhill into a tricky right-hander. That sets you up for a long straightaway.
Man, if these guys don't get sorted out by the time they get to the end of this straightaway, gonna be some upset people.
Going downhill into probably the heaviest braking point on the track. Turn number 3, he saw Robster, he missed his braking point, went through the field, didn't hit anybody, amazingly. Jagboy's going to sneak out and clear the Ghost for the lead. With our newcomer Nick hanging in there in 3rd place. LD Allen in 4th. And Sharp, our most recent winner at New Hampshire, in 5th. Nick's going to get a little bit of a run, but he doesn't give the bumper to the 0 car. As Allen goes off through the grass coming out of the carousel, he keeps it straight.
.22 got in the grass there a little bit, slowed his momentum down.
Yeah, this top 3 is having quite the battle for the lead. As Jagboy misses the braking point. Into the sand trap, he's going to give up the lead. Only falls back to 3rd place, though, as Nick's going to come out of that with the lead. The new guy, Nick 2357, our Project Cars 2 winner here last night, is going to lead the field here in the Xfinity Series. Going to go on board here with the 2 with Lights Out. Got a lot of traffic in front of him. He's going to try to outbrake Dalton in the 9 here into turn number 1 to pick up a spot. Gets a little bit loose, they door, but he's going to clear him. Looking to get around OG Info and LD Allen in turn number 2. Lights Out just picked up 3 spots in 2 corners.
Wow. I think he kind of got shuffled back there on that restart. Oh, Jagboy with some big lag. I think he kind of got shuffled out there on that restart. Oh, Dead Boy's lagging bad.
As I hear somebody we haven't mentioned yet, but the 4 of LL Penn has quietly made his way up through the field, and he's in the top 5 here. As these guys battle really hard and they're pushing each other off the track. Penn's going to go from about 5th back to 8th real quick.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily known as a road course guy.
He's sneaky good at a few of these road courses like Watkins Glen. So he can hold his own. As they come around the carousel, lights out, going to try to use a little bit different line here, maybe diamond it, get a good run off. Swamp, what's the best way to run that carousel? Just hold the inside lane, hold the outside lane, diamond it? What's the best way to get around there?
Well, I normally try to run it about halfway, try to stay in middle lane, burp into the throttle a little bit, and you get to a point where the car will rotate. You can hit the gas and come off low. But I'm watching Nick, and he's just staying low through the whole corner.
Yeah, there's a few ways to run that as LL Penn drives it in deep in the last corner, gets into a bump. Head off down the front straightaway here. This looks like the best battle on the track right now. These guys are going crazy. 5 cars under a blanket here for about 5th place. LL Penn's going to try to make the move going into 1. Not going to be able to get underneath. As OG's going to lose it around in the back. He's going to fruit loop it into the wall. Gets his car going back straight. Lose a lot of track position and time. Let's go sneak back up here to the front and see what's going on.
Yeah, the Zero just got a hell of a run down that long straightaway there.
Yep, the Ghost and Nick are battling here really hard for the lead. The Ghost is going to get around them and take back the top spot. So the Ghost resumes the lead here late in stage number 2. He's going to make a mistake in the carousel, though. He's going to wash up a little bit wide. That's going to allow Nick to get a really good run off. He gives him a little bit of a bump heading down into this back stretch. Through the kink. Almost wide open, depending on how you can hit it. Coming down to another heavy braking zone here in Canada Corner. Swamp, do you know why they call it Canada Corner?
I do not, but if I had to guess, probably because if you don't go through that corner, you'll end up in Canada.
Well, considering this track's in northern Wisconsin, that's the closest corner to Canada on the whole track. So.
Oh, there we go. Because I believe this is going to be the white flag for stage 2.
White flag for stage number 2 as Nick has gotten back around the Ghost for P1.
I'm really interested. The 2 lines these guys are running are completely different through some of the corners.
Definitely a few ways to drive this track, and you're definitely seeing the different styles between Nick and the Ghost. I'm surprised, a little surprised that Nick has made as quick of an adjustment as he has from those LMP2 cars on Project Cars 2 to these Xfinity cars on Heat 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed.
That's a huge jump to make. Host would know. As we are on our last lap of stage number 2. Just going to follow our leaders here all the way to the end of the stage because they're fighting hard for this stage win and playoff point that comes with a stage win. Ghost is really hoping to pick that up because he's fighting for points. Big Jim watching the broadcast, loving what these two leaders are, the kind of show they're putting on right now. They are putting on one heck of a show, Jim. Let's hope the Cup guys can put on a show tomorrow at Martinsville.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Fireworks and sparks are sure to fly. Maybe some timbers as well. As they are going to come to turn number 14. Nick's going to get a good run out of it. The host is going to try to drag race him up the hill. He's getting close. This is going to be a side-by-side finish for stage number 2. Neck and neck.
Oh.
I don't know who got it. The Ghost with a great run coming up off the corner. I don't know who got that.
Kind of surprised Nick didn't try to block that run there.
What a finish for stage number 2 that was. That was so close.
Yeah, and I was watching Max stream. I mean, look, I can't tell you.
Mac ended up with a top 5 in stage number 2.
I wonder if some guys ran out of gas.
The Ghost got it.
The Ghost got stage number 2 by a hair.
Wow.
Nick in second, Jagboy in third, Sharp in fourth, and Mac the Breadman rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, so
Here
Ghost is going to be going
2.
for a sweep of the points tonight.
What a heck of a finish we had at the end of stage number 2. Those guys were neck and neck coming to the line. Ghost got a amazing run coming out of that last corner and was able to out-drag race Nick to the line.
Yeah, so through the first 2 stages, see anything you can take away and put into this final stage here?
I think we should ask our in-race reporter that host. Anything you can take away from the first 2 stages to put into this last stage?
It's been surprisingly clean for what it's been, but you also have like three groups of people that are kind of branching off by themselves. You got obviously the leaders, and you have the next group in line, and it's a pretty good distance between all of those groups too. So.
Ooh, as we send it into turn number 2, a lot of guys going to go off track there. The whole field just overdrove turn number 2. 3 wide coming down this long straightaway, going into a heavy break in turn number 3. Let's see if they send it here. All these guys trying to mind their
Oh my
P's
god,
and
they're
Q's.
like 4 wide through there.
Jagboy just picked off about 3 in one corner. As we're watching him right now, he's going to go underneath the 9 of Dalton. He's going to door him out of the way. Jagboy's on a mission. I think he's mad. He's been beat around this race. He's ready to make his way back to the front, and he's taking no prisoners with him.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Jagboy up front as much tonight. I thought we'd see him up front a little more.
Yeah, he was one of the really strong competitors here last season. Top 5 car. He ended up getting some stage points in stage number 2, though. Finished 3rd. So it's been kind of a rough go for Jagboy. He's probably passed the most cars in the field tonight.
I would have to agree.
Ooh, as he makes some contact going into the Canada corner with Dalton. Might have got a little bit of payback for that dooring a little half lap ago. Jagboy gets back on the track. Make our way back to the front. With all this action going on in the back, Nick and the Ghost have checked out. They're gone. Looks like they're side by side for 3rd. They are side by side for 3rd. Lights out at Robster. Robster's going to drift a little wide, but he's going to carry that momentum off the corner. Lights is going to try to outbrake him down into turn number 2 and does. Robster's going to try to dip back underneath with another over-under, and they're going to drag race down this straightaway.
And lucky they're right behind Robster, a guy we haven't talked a whole lot about tonight. Mac the bread man, normally pretty quick. I haven't saw a whole lot out of him yet so far this race, but maybe he's just back there learning.
The breaded one up here in the top 5. As somebody misses the corner way off in the back of the field back there, goes through the sand trap.
Oh, I think it was Jag Boy.
It was a white car. Lights Out is taking control of 3rd place over Robster. And Mac the Breadman in 5th.
And Ghost has made his way around Nick. Oh, but he's in the grass. Nick's going to get back underneath him.
Like we got some action for the lead, so we're going to swap back around to the leaders here. As the Ghost has run down the 51 of Nick. They both go through the grass. Coming down here into Canada corner. The Ghost is going to try to outbrake him on the outside. Wasn't able to pull that off. Going to duck back behind. Coming up a tricky, wide open left-hand corner there, where your car can get really light and loose. Turn number 13.
Yeah, it's really tricky. Really tricky corner.
It's, you wouldn't think it is, but it's sneaky. Looks like Nick has pulled out his gap again on the Ghost.
Hey, host, I got a question for you. Can tires make a full run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tires can make a full run, but I don't believe fuel can.
No, they're definitely going to have to pit for fuel.
So these guys are going to have to pit at some point in this stage for fuel.
There's 8 laps remaining, and I pit on the last stage caution, and I have 7 laps of fuel left.
Can anybody save a lap of fuel? It's a long lap around this place.
Yeah, but there's plenty of spots that you could potentially save at, too.
Is there anybody that's going to take that chance? Maybe risk it in the very back of the field. Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Yes, sir.
So it sounds like our in-race reporter is going to try the fuel strategy game. The rest of these guys, though, looks like they're pushing really hard, especially our leaders. They're still fighting hard with each other. Is there a time when you should come down, Swamp? Would you come early? Would you stay out as late as you can? Would you even take tires? What would you do?
Well, we know we can't take left sides, which they're probably going to need more than the rights. Yep.
Absolutely. You'd have to take 4 tires here to get fresh lefts. Thanks, 704.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would probably try to cut it in half. Or maybe, if I'm back there battling like in a group, I might try to come when I know I can make it. That way I can get a clean track and turn my own laps and make up time that way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you were the leaders here, maybe staying out as long as possible. That way you don't get stuck back there in the traffic.
Yeah, definitely. Give yourself a clean racetrack. It's going to be the clean racetrack and nobody dooring you or anything like that.
They come up the hill to complete another lap. Nick trying to break the draft down the front straightaway. He's maintaining his gap of, I don't know, probably about a second over the Ghost. As we've got a few people in the back that's pitting. I see Mac the Breadman on pit lane. Jag Boy's on pit lane. Got another one on pit lane. Is that Alan maybe? Yes, that's Alan. So 3 of them here on pit lane. Looks like Penn is a 4th.
Yeah, and these guys can make it on fuel.
So what do they do here? Do they take fuel? Do they take tires? I'm going to keep it on board here with Alan, see how long his pit stop is. Looks like he's taking tires.
Yeah, and it looks like Mac's taking tires as well.
They all took tires. As Dalton also hit pit lane. Alright, they have cars cars have been serviced and they head back out on the racetrack. They are good to go to the end of this one.
Oh man, Mac was speeding, getting on the pit road.
That's tough with the top 5 car. We've got a Stephen A. Smith fan in the chat tonight.
Booed him. I know who it is. Booed him.
He's one of our Cup Series regulars, N.R. Lewis, showing his love for Stephen A. Smith in the chat, saying Stephen A. Smith wouldn't have sped on pit road. As the Ghost is going to pit. So Nick stays out. The Ghost pits. 2 different strategies here for the leaders. They split it.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised there. Maybe the Ghost thought come to pit road a lap before Nick and get fresh tires, and
so
maybe try to beat him that way.
We've got another taker. Looks like Lights Out is also on pit lane. Sharp's on pit lane. So that's 3 of them. Let's go on board with Lights. See how long he's on pit lane for. It looks like Dalton's still on pit lane, so he might have had an engine failure. Unless it's one of those magical glitches where he's on pit lane, but he's still actually driving.
Yeah, where we can't see him. Would not be surprised.
So let's see how long the 2 car sits on pit lane here. Try to figure out his strategy.
Add injury to insult from Mac. I'm pretty sure he just smoked the wall.
The 2 car had a decent stop. It looked like 14, 15 second stop, so probably took 4 tires and fuel. So let's go find Nick.
He is in the carousel.
There he is. Gonna come out of the carousel to come down this back straightaway. See if he pits this lap. Heads through the kink, which you can hit wide open if you hit it just right. Are those fresh tires that the Ghost took going to matter that much over the course of 1 lap? Is this going to put Nick behind if he pits now?
You know, and I almost want to say with how this game's set up and how road courses are, it's almost like the more your tires wear, the more you can turn the car, the faster you get.
Yeah, I can see that. It definitely loosens the car up with old tires. As Nick is going to hit pit lane this lap. He's going to come in, slow it down to pit lane, pit road speed. We're going to go find the Ghost and see where these guys cycle out at. There's the Ghost. He's coming out of the carousel. Through the kink, down the back straightaway. It's kind of a windy back straightaway. It's not totally straight. Coming down here into Canada Corner. Heavy braking zone. Clean through there. Gonna come up over this left-hand corner, wide open. And into the final corner. So let's see where the Ghost cycles out in reference to Nick. Up the hill, down the front straightaway.
Nick's coming out of pit road right now.
At the starter stand.
Uh-oh.
I think Nick is still on the pit lane for me.
I was on him and it had him coming out of pit road, and then he went back to pit road.
That's strange. If Nick actually lagged out, that's going to be a big bummer.
I honestly think he was. Yeah, I think he lagged out because the Ghost is our leader.
I don't know if our in-race reporter can confirm.
He is behind me. I think he did lag out. I can't see what position he's in, but...
What a bummer.
Our leader's actually the 01.
Wow.
Leader is Ghost 01.
What a bummer for Nick. Well, that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that kind of seals the deal here, unless somebody can make it on fuel. Looks like the OG Infa is still out. He has not made his final pit stop yet. He rounds the last corner. Not going to pit again. Looks like OG might be trying to stretch this.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he maybe pitted early. I don't think he was ever up there, so I don't see it as something that would happen, but maybe he did.
As young Colt hits pit lane. Race reporter is off in the grass here in the final corner.
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, I saw that. I just conveniently swapped to you right at that time.
Yeah, I was trying to give Sharp some room, you know.
Okay, okay.
I have saved enough fuel to make it.
Ooh, what spot are you in?
9th.
Looks like the 51 is also, yeah, the 51 Nick is still on pit lane. So, might have lagged out. As we have 4 laps remaining here. Can the Ghost run down his teammate, the 0-1 of OG Infa? That's the question. Here's OG Infa going through the kink. And here's the Ghost going through the kink. About 5 seconds later is the gap. Can he run him down? And can the 0-1 save enough fuel to make it to the end?
Yeah, he's got plenty of time to get to his back bumper and run him down.
So we're going to watch this battle. We're going to go on board with the 0. And you see that red dot way up there?
Oh, and the red dot way up there was off in the grass.
Nick is in the lead.
Nick is in the lead. Okay, well, Nick is, thanks 704 for the glitch. As I'm going to back out real quick since we got time and hop back in. So we can see if the 0 can run down the 51. Thank you, 704. I appreciate it.
The invisible car.
Yep, the invisible car glitch. As we go blue screen here for a second, guys. What a disappointment. How many laps you got left there, host?
3 to go.
3 to go. As we load back in here to catch that 51 car. Well, it's Swamp overall has been quite the uneventful race tonight. No cautions, not too much contact or overdriving the corners. Kind of impressive from these guys.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of surprised. I thought they would have.
As the internet straightens back out here.
I just thought that these guys would have been beaten, banging a little more. Definitely would have had some more cautions. A little surprised.
There's the 51 car on track. Thank you, 704.
He's actually got a pretty commanding lead over the Ghost.
He does. He's got about 3 seconds over the Ghost. With coming to 2 to go. Can the Ghost run him down? Here in the North American eRacing League's Johnsonville 180 here at Road America. takes the 2 to go. Heading off into turn number 1, you see the red car back there. That's going to be his opponent, second place, the Ghost.
Two lights out has made his way into third, I believe.
Good run from Lights Out on his return race here to the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, glad to have him back.
Yeah, he missed a couple of races. He missed Talladega and he missed New Hampshire, but he's back here and he's committed, and he's still in the hunt for the playoffs, even with those 2 missed races. So don't count him out. He was a Final Four competitor last season.
Yeah, definitely not a lot of speed out of him.
So we've got the 51 here. And the 0 car looks like he's closed in a little bit, but not going to be enough unless the 51 of Nick makes a mistake, as they have about a lap and a third left.
Well, they lapped Mac, if you're watching his stream.
Yep. Mac to Breadman. Promising start. Got some stage points, running in 5th. Got that speeding penalty, and things kind of went downhill from there. So you know he's going to be disappointed with that. But, hey, next time you see Mac, it'll be Wednesday night. I believe. Nope, they're off Wednesday. So next time you see Mac, he's going to be in the All-Star Showdown race, looking to qualify for the All-Star race on Thursday. As Nick comes to take the white flag here at Road America. 1 to go. Don't know if it's still sponsored by Credit One Bank or not, but sure.
Capital One Bank now.
Capital One Bank. Okay, host. Capital One Bank it is.
I was going to say Plan B sales, but...
Plan B sales, 1 to go. If Lewis is still watching, I'm sure he's fixing to throw out a Red Baron Pizza 1 to go in the chat. As Nick is still holding down a commanding lead. His first ever North American eRacing League Heat 4 Xfinity race. And he is looking to cruise to victory here as he overdrives turn 3 just a little bit. It's going to cost him some time. As the Ghost closed in due to that tiny mistake.
He is, man. He's there. If that 51 makes a mistake, he's there.
Is Nick a little bit nervous right now, you think?
I don't know. It looks like he's being really conservative.
As the Ghost is closing in as they head through the carousel. Nick with a clean exit out of the carousel. He's got one more heavy braking zone.
And that tricky turn 13.
Yep, coming down this back straightaway into Canada corner, the last heavy braking zone. He hits it cleanly, just about right. Now he's going to come up the hill over that tricky left-hander. This might be the last challenging spot on the track, and he handles it like a pro. Into the last corner. Nick, in the 51 car, in his Xfinity Series debut, comes up the hill. Nick, 23.57, is going to win at Road America here in the Xfinity Series tonight, followed by second place, the Ghost, with a runner-up. Solid run by the Ghost. Here comes Lights Out up the hill. Third place for Lights. Good run in his return race.
Then I got a giggle. It's coming. Looks like Allen. And...
Looks like LD Allen's going to take 4th. Sharp looks like he's going to hang on for 5th. And maybe Robster back there in 6th. Yep, Robster in 6th, Jagboy in 7th, OG Infa in 8th. That'll round out your top 8. But Nick, in his first ever race, is going to bring home the dub. Swamp, what did you see tonight that you that you liked?
Well, Nick and Ghost there, they had a good battle on stage too. Kind of that was pretty good battle. Um, yeah, overall, just it was a really clean race by everybody. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
Yeah, it was a very clean race tonight by the Xfinity Series, given the circumstances with this challenging track. But Nick handled it like a pro, came out on top. The rest of the guys should be very proud of their performance. Let me go blue screen here for a second and suggest Nick to the party here, Swamp. The guys won't be able to... Okay, you already invited him. Didn't know you had him on your friends list. Nick 2357, see if he joins here for an interview. First road course race of the season. Went very well, and we are joined by our winner here tonight, Nick 2357, your first ever North American eRacing League Xfinity Series race at quite possibly the most challenging track on the circuit, and you pick up the win. How are you feeling there, man?
Oh, my leg hurts. A little sweaty. But it was fun. Just had to keep it on the track the whole race, and we did that, so.
Yep. So, you have swept the weekend here. Not only did you win last night's race on Project Cars 2 and the LMP2 cars, but you made the quick transition over here to Heat 4 and won in the Xfinity cars by holding off the Ghost, who you had a fierce battle with. How'd you do it?
Well, he was able to brake way later than I was, so I just had to get the runs off the corners. And with the loose car, that was pretty hard to do. But I was able to just maintain the gap back to him, and then after the pit stop, I somehow gapped him by 4.5 seconds. So then it was just maintaining the lead, so.
Right. Just trying to keep it steady and straight from there. Congratulations on your win tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Tonight, in the booth with me, I've got Swamp Fox. Swamp, what kind of question do you have for our winner here?
Yeah, hey man, congrats. You were fast. Honestly, while you guys were qualifying, I had no clue who the heck you were. Assistant Gator, who's this guy? He's like, well, he won the Project 2 Cars race last night. So I guess my question to you, is there anything you could take from that race last night and put it into tonight's race?
Not a bit. Just two totally different cars, different braking zones, all that. I had to brake about 200 meters earlier in this car than I did the LMP2, so.
Oh, hey, good run tonight, buddy.
Well, congratulations to you, Nick, on your first career North American eRacing League Xfinity Series victory in your first start. Is there anybody you want to shout out before you head on out of here tonight?
I mean, just thank you guys for letting me run this series. Fun.
All right, man.
Next week, too.
Yep, go get them next week. You've also qualified yourself for the All-Star Showdown on Thursday night, if you were able to make that. So you'll be inserted into that lineup as well. So congratulations on your win tonight, and have a good night there, man.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Swamp, if you want to send an invite out to our runner-up, the Ghost.
Yeah,
see if we can't get an interview with him real quick.
Is it the Ghost 241?
0241.
Oh. Yeah. There it is. Invite has been sent to him.
All right. So Nick parlayed his Road America win last night in the LMP2 cars to a completely different style of car tonight. The Xfinity Series, picking up his first win, as we are joined by our runner-up, the Ghost.
Hey.
Good run tonight, Ghost. You were one of the favorites coming into the race tonight, and you backed it up by sweeping the stages and coming home with a runner-up finish. How you feeling?
I felt pretty confident going in, and I had a pretty decent car. I just didn't expect Nick to be as good as he was. Not knowing where he was or not racing with him before. I just kind of came in thinking, well, I want to blow away with this thing, but he gave me a run for my money. I'll give him that.
Yeah, you guys had some intense back and forth battling here in stage number 1, stage number 2, especially that stage 2 finish where you were able to just edge him out for the win, and probably the closest stage finish in NARL history. What were you thinking after that?
I had a run coming off of 14, and I was just praying that he was going to give me the outside room, because if he blocked me, it would have been over, and then he let me have it, and I was like, I'm going to get this thing coming up the hill next to the pit road entry, and then right as we hit the start-finish line, it switched.
Yeah, that was an insane finish to stage number 2. We were going crazy here in the booth. So congratulations on your run tonight. In the booth with me, I have one of your very best friends, Swamp Fox. Swamp, what kind of question do you have for our runner-up here tonight?
Hey, man, you're quick. And I was looking at the lap times before the race started, and I was like, how the hell did this guy run a 2:05? That's quick. But anyways, congrats on your run tonight. Is there anything you could have done to maybe outrun the Nick?
What killed me was, I think, when I pit, I was a little slow coming in, and that's what dropped that 0.6 difference to 4.5 seconds, and I could never catch it back up. That's what killed me.
Yeah, we were wondering if you're maybe trying to pit a little earlier there too, and get on fresh tires and try to outrun them that way.
Yeah, I try to undercut them, and normally at this track I'm better on worn tires than I am fresh ones. So I was trying to get a lap out in the open, and then be able to go as hard as I can and try to catch him back up, but it was just too much.
Yeah, that was a point Swamp made during the race, saying that old tires might be more beneficial by loosening the car up a little bit. But you were able to bring it home P2, which is still a solid run. Good points night. Got a couple of playoff points as well. Is there anybody you want to shout out before we let you head on out of here tonight?
Well, let's just say my whole team, PMS, Lights Out, OG, Dallin, and Sharp. We shout out to the whole team. We all had, most of us had a top 5 and as a whole team. Everyone except for Dalton, I think he had some connection problems, but the rest of us brought it home 2, 3, and 5. So.
Yep, the whole group of Pure Motorsports boys tonight ran pretty well. Got a second and third place out of it, with Lights coming home in third. So congratulations on your P2 run tonight. Next time we'll see you, if you're able, is Thursday night in the All-Star Showdown. You are eligible for that. Other than that, we'll see you a week from tonight for the Xfinity Series at Charlotte. So make sure you guys tune in for that. But before that, we've got a cup race tomorrow night at Martinsville Speedway as we go under the lights for the Cup Series after the fireworks that went off last season. We're going to try it again. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And also, before All-Star festivities on Thursday, we've got a truck race on Tuesday night, and that is going to take place at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so make sure to tune in for that as well. So to everybody who tuned in tonight to check out this Road America race for the Xfinity Series, you got a good one here tonight, and hope you enjoyed watching it. And to all my gnarly ones out there, make sure to tune in next time. Thanks, guys, and have a good night.